Me and Jose Mourinho are tasked with rebuilding Real Madrid. The club is in turmoil after fallouts, their favoured player actually being called out. Jose becoming the new manager, which is vastly linked in real life, means hopefully we can bring them back, as Jose wants to make his second signing. Yes, people, in episode 1, we made a huge one to this team, but welcome back to Real Madrid episode 2, or if you're watching the whole film. Let's keep going. We've got Erkun Koiku in the midfield, who was his first signing. I know he was loaned out from Benfica, but Jose used his contacts, plus he probably knows Carreras, and we've got Brahim in this team who could go. Jose last episode said he had a man to replace him, as the best player so far is the only 23-year-old Jude Bellingham. Them stats and the season he's having so far, astronomical. True, we're only 3 games in, with Brahim changing to a left mid. We've got players now going to CDM positions like Mario Martin, Camavinga, who I said potentially could go, he's friends with Tchouaméni. We've sorted that dilemma out. We've got Rodrigo going down. As going down, firstly, is a signing to be made. Jose said he had a man in mind. I think I've found this exact man. We're trying to replace Vinicius Jr., Rafael Leao of AC Milan. Again, like Jose, he's from Portugal. So he's 27-year-old, should be in his prime, and we kind of do need a prime player. 87.9, however, on the release clause, and we have to pay it. We've got street transfers on. However, he's actually rejected his wage of 130k a week, which I thought was enough. Even Jose's got a bit upset. So the first signing won't be happening. And this is when Brahim actually comes to us over Jose and says, boss, I'm an AFCON winner now, and I think I've done good enough to keep my stake in this team. And with the failure of Rafael Leao not coming in on deadline day, please give me my shot. I want to really make it in this 11. And I say I'm only going off what Jose wants. I have to go off the big man. We're Real Madrid, we have to make big signings. Vinny Jr. was a key player, and you're on a rotational role, so I think we've still got to sign. Maybe Brahim still plays a bit. We've got 475 million. And now I make my own choice. Jose might not be happy. I might try and get a fellow countryman. Just wait until you see who I'm searching. Look at this man, Cristiano Ronaldo. Imagine if he returned to Real Madrid for only 12.5 million. But I do think we have Mbappe. He's kind of done as a player. Gonzalo's in the squad, the new Bale, Bryn Griffith, and Endrick, who I want to play this season. I want Jose to give him a chance. Plus, we do have Franco Mastantuono, who could move on to the left, but I'm going to keep him on the right, as Gula backup needs someone in front of Brahim. And I mentioned Jose last episode, if you hear the detail, I'm an English president. We've got English players here ourselves. There is Anthony Gordon. Oh, there's this short list, as you can see, a lot of players coming into the club. Now, Gordon, or not coming into the club, but onto the short list. Christos Solis, Fofana, Diaz, maybe the first option. Afonso Moreira, we've got 2 Lyonnais options. I think I'm going to take them off, same as João Costa. I like running with the idea of not upsetting Mourinho, getting a Portugueser in. And when you look at Pedro Goncalves, he's got the finesse shot, whipped pass, inventive, technical, tiki-taka, incisive. I know he's 28, but he's the Ronaldo that never happened. The Bruno that never happened. And he features in the starting 11 for our first Champions League game of Sim straight over to Alkmaar, which we should be winning. Very excited for this one. I don't know much about their players. I think Troy Parrott should be up front. The Irishman. Minjans are allowed to run through the middle. That's a good interception by Gorkyu. I am filming this before the first episode has gone live, so unfortunately my pronunciation's still horrible. I know that as Trent, we know he can whip a ball in, and Goncalves not making an inwards run at the back post. If we just cross it over to him, that's a brilliant touch on his knee. He might go for the finesse shot that he does have. The goalkeeper was absolutely sent. Good block. We've not got many games done, but then again, we are yet to concede a goal when actually in action, playing the games. Here is Huijsen, he's come across. Patati, Patati. Pedro Goncalves. Nice footwork. We're going to try and get away and score before half-time. It is Jude Bellingham coming out wide. Kylian Mbappe through the middle. If Mbappe can be unselfish, that's brilliant passing. Koiku is through, and he is missing. Wow. I really do like that Alkmaar kit, you know. Now we need to defend. Eder Militao is going to be the main man, I'd say, for Jose in the defensive unit. Jude Bellingham allowed to run through, but he's sprinting too hard. The wing-backs causing an issue because they've all just gone and run forward. Dean Howson's been really good as well. Kylian Mbappe jumps on this. Now we've got a bit of an overcarry at the front. A lot of players sprinting forward. Jude Bellingham through the middle. If he waits for the pass, Valverde with the run. It's fine because we're a set-piece team. Where's Dean Huijsen? Where's Eder Militao? Dean Huijsen! Running towards the near post, and now it's going to be Trent. I do want in-swingers. Trying to cross at every opportunity. Dean Huijsen takes the ball down. He's going to keep this alive. He's going to give it into Pedro Goncalves. Oh, I thought it was in. I was really ready to celebrate. No laughing matter, though. We're still not winning. And Jordi Clase is coming on for them. The ex-Saints man, Brahim, running through the middle. Subs are made. Mbappe is off the field. There goes Endrick. Should have scored. And a corner in the dying embers of the game. It's going to be Trent going to the near post. This might be the last chance. It's Fede Valverde. He chips it up. He goes for shots. Trying to force a winner. Unfortunately, we don't get it, but we beat Elche. We built Celta Vigo. We beat the old club of Pedro Goncalves. But now, like you saw a minute ago, we're going to Old Trafford with Barcelona just after that. Now, this is a tricky decision to make. Obviously, I like playing Barca as a Real Madrid manager right now, but they are 4 points behind us. We still would have a lead, despite not being top of the league. This is 56th in La Liga. And the Champions League leaves a lot to be desired, because we're currently sitting 11th. Have we got any more games we could play in the Champions League? Well, Villa, Ajax, we do have a big game against Juventus. We could potentially play them both. But Old Trafford, really, as a Real Madrid manager, Jose is going to want revenge. Had to leave the club despite finishing second with, I've got to say it, I'm sorry, a poor Manchester United team for the time. He didn't have Bruno, and imagine finish second without Bruno. We could have signed him in that window just gone, but we've got Jude Bellingham, Fede Valverde, Bellingham in front of him, Bellingham going for the early shot. And come on, corners have been good for us. Dean Huijsen making that near post run. He's tried to make it again, completely wiped out Diogo Dalot, but if we win this ball, we would have had an attack on. There's Bruno. Dean Huijsen looking pretty tired. Gets to the right side. We've just got to push Man United back. Benjamin Šeško. Oh, we haven't cut out that ball. Casemiro, the ex-player. Jadon Sancho. He's back at United now. That's a terrible tackle. Dean Huijsen. I don't think that was in the box, however. He was outside of it. He was past the line. It's going to be Bruno with a penalty. We didn't win our first game in the Champions League. And Bruno, he sends Courtois the wrong way. 1-0 United. They'll be up for this game against Madrid. We've been succeeding and they kind of haven't. That's in recent years, obviously. With Dean Huijsen, we need to get going. Again, Carreras against his former club. Oh my days, stronger Goncalves. He was a backup signing, a second option, but he needs to be the first on the field. Be good. Amad Diallo, what a ball whipped in. Trent has to defend against his former rivals. He'll get some boos. There's Bellingham. He turns inside. Jude Bellingham leaves it to Kylian Mbappe. He's been quiet in the last game especially. United get the lead going into the second half, albeit we've kind of given them it. Casemiro sprinting after them. Come on. At least there's some urgency shown by Gurku, one of the new signings. Not Goncalves, however. Dorgu into Šeško. If he plays that in behind, Bruno's got a run on here, and he's got to finish. It's a brilliant finish by Bruno Fernandes, you know. It is 2-0. 2-0. Trent Alexander-Arnold, however, he's running through the middle. Dorgu straight away just blocking him off. Performance is speaking for itself, however. I've left the main hitters out because they need to try and improve themselves. Really couldn't run on to the end of that ball. Jose, something's desperately going wrong here at Real Madrid. What do you think it is? Well, when I came into the club, I had to get rid of 2 players because of egos. I'm not saying I made the wrong choice, but I'm saying I'm seeing a lot of them. That's why I left the players on against Manchester United when we weren't doing very well, because I want to play against Barcelona and prove a point to the fans that I am still the chosen one and I am a cutthroat manager that takes no egos. And Jose, he's not half cutthroat. You see this team, we've got Endrick, we've got Mastantuono, I think Martin I see in the midfield. No Fede Valverde. Is he signalling that he was wrong in the argument that both players, him and Tchouaméni, had, with Koiku still in this lineup instead of him? Endrick out wide. Danny Carvajal instead of Trent. A brilliant ball towards Jude Bellingham. No Trent to deliver the crosses, but then again, we weren't actually scoring from them, so Kurku, he delivers. Tony Rudiger, it's in the back of the net! No Dean Hosen, and no Trent, who have been trying so hard to score headers with. We put, who was it? Was it Danny Carvajal? I can't remember who took the corner. Rudiger, Hezers through bodies in the La Masia, or El Clásico. La Masia is their bloody academy. I'm getting confused. I'm getting excited. Kurku, I mean, I think he's probably going to put the main hitters back into the squad. But it's working. Mastantuono. Jude Bellingham heads behind him. Maybe if that was Fede, he would still get the header on it. No Dictator up front. Maybe Endrick could score anyway. He's just offside. But we are leading in El Clásico at the Bernabéu with a rotated team. This is crazy stuff. Carreras into Endrick, though. He's been good at build-up play, not being selfish. Araujo? Surely that was handled? Okay, it wasn't. Luis Skelly at left-back? They traded Alejandro Balde. I can't believe they've done that. Kurku. I mean, he's left his space as Miles Lewis Skelly, an ex-midfielder, playing like one. Mastantuono is going to try and shoot himself and win a corner, and it was Kurku taking the corners. I'm going to try the same tactic again. Near post. Tony Rudiger. Probably a bit too near post. Hey, I thought the man was washed. I thought Housen had a good game against Real Madrid. Or, sorry, Manchester United, apart from giving the penalty away. He was quite good in aerial duels. Lamine Yamal, we've ran past him, however. Okay, Barcelona's still here to dance. But what a tackle by the man of the match. Tony Rudiger. Obviously, he fell out with Carreras, but it does look like it's been revived a little, them two's relationship. There's Endrick! Oh, the Dictator might not be happy now. It looks like Real Madrid, though, are gonna win El Clásico. And so many messages coming out stating how brave Jose was. But immediately after the game, we're getting a response here from one of the players who was obviously benched. How dare you do that? I mean, you're the president. I blame you over Jose. Us first teamers aren't happy. We actually should have been playing that game. And I'm going to say, lads, or you, especially Kylian, have no right to complain. After all, the team went and bloody won. The Poles back out. Mbappe probably leaving the club, but hey, it's not our decision. Right now anyway, because we're obviously not in a window, and I'm going to try and keep him a little happy. It does look like some of our hard hitters are fuming with the decisions made, and I don't want to keep them fuming, so I think they do come back in, as we're going back into the Champions League. The egos are back for Juventus. I've simulated very far into the future. Mastantuono keeps his place in, and I had to keep Tonio Rudiger. I did like how Dean Hoyson was doing, but look at him tiptoeing through defences. I thought he got old, and look at the ball he can play. Jude Bellingham. Oh, De Gregorio. Still a corner, and Trent's got to try and get these right now. We have a tactic of run near post with Trent delivering. It was almost towards Eder Militao. If I said his name correctly, Kylian Mbappe. Be a bit more unselfish, lad. You'll be straight back out if you are not. Look at that tackle. Dusan Vlahovic and Trent straight through to Mbappe. Killy, he needs to try and cut inside. He does cut inside. He P-rolls it in. But the main man's trying to take back over Endrick. Dictator scores. 1-0 in a big game. We love to see it. Conceição, forgot about signing him. We went for Goncalves, who's yet to prove something, but here he is back in the team himself. The Ronaldo regen, but he still holds himself. Cuts inside. Oh, he needs to be a bit more unselfish, but Valverde wins it. Carreras towards Jude. We need a good thrashing here of Juventus if we had to prove ourselves on the main stage. Kenan Yildiz getting dealt with by Kurku, his teammate on the international stage. Jude Bellingham should have had another. Now the second half begins. Conceição. If Juventus get back into this one with the amount of chances we've had, would be fuming. That's a brilliant ball. Locatelli into Nico Gonzalez, ex-Atletico de Madrid. Don't know why he's going for that. Goncalves, though. Valverde, Bellingham. Chip that over the top. That is way too far out wide. Mastantuono, though, heads it down into Kurku. That was dipping. That was very much dipping. Damn it, they've prevented the corner. I love my corners here with Real Madrid now. Valverde. Them egos still not passing as much. They'll get subbed off if they don't start. Pedro Goncalves. Jude Bellingham. Mastantuono goes forward into Kylian Mbappe. Back heel. That's unselfish from him and Jude Bellingham. See? When it's unselfish, it's a goal. Jude. I'm going to say there's no ego in that celebration, as that's what I'm focused on mostly. No players thinking they're better than others. I mean, we took Mbappe off for Endrick. Jose being fair with game time and obviously with some fitness. Jude Bellingham goes out wide. This is a run from Goncalves. He's played the whole game, but he kind of needs to get up to scratch with Real Madrid. There's Endrick sat in the middle. That's the easiest goal of all of them. And they have all come from passing. This Real Madrid team might actually be linking together.